Hi everyone, 恭喜發財. Wish everyone a prosperous, healthy, and happy year of Tiger ahead. We're in the midst of celebrating Lunar New Year. So we're back here to do another week of astrology weather forecast, and we'll follow up with a tarot reading for the collective to see what is going to happen for the collective this upcoming week, February 7 to 14. Time flies. So this week actually is quite nice compared to last week. It's a little bit less intense, I guess. There's still some aspect transits and aspect that's happening up in our astrological sign up there, but not as intense, I would say. And we're still in the post-shadow period of Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde. So if you're still feeling like you're just got out of the woods, you're just seeing that light at the end of the tunnel, you're still working through your Venus or Mercury retrograde stories, that is totally fine, because energy flows, they don't just happen that day when I say, and suddenly it will be like you'll be feeling it all or nothing. So no matter where you are on your journey, I hope you're feeling a little lighter too in some ways, because I know I've heard from a couple of friends and people around me, it can be quite tough. But I always think that, energies are not here to work against us, and everything is happening for us for a reason, for our highest good, to help us to move forward, even though we don't feel like it at that moment. But when we look back, we'll be able to connect the dots. So let's see what's happening this week. So on February 8th, Tuesday, we have Mars trine Uranus. So it can feel more like a burst of energy in some ways. Mars, as we all know, is that fiery planet of actions, the planet of warrior, and it always wants to help us to move forward and take action on things that we want and we need to in our life. And Mars is still in Capricorn right now, which is comfortable and is helping us to really stay focused on what we have to do, and focusing on what we have to do and make sure we're getting there. And it is a nice energy to work with, like I said before. And Uranus, as we all know, it is the planet of sudden change, revelations, surprises, aha moments, innovations. And the combination of these two planets together, trining each other, it can be us maybe wanting to act on our instinct. We might receive some revelation or aha moment, whether it is within ourselves or we're the one who's giving it to someone else, or someone is giving us that. It can be a burst of creativity, ideas or thoughts. Maybe you have been wanting to do some change, but you have been busy celebrating, or you're just feeling a little bit sluggish and still recovering from your retrograde stories. But this Mars trine Uranus might really give you that push to like, oh my God, I need to really act on those changes I want. And I really need to take some constructive action towards it. And it can be any area in your life as well, whatever that means to you. Maybe you will see a sudden need of change, or wanting to do some change in any area of your life, and you suddenly get that confident boost, or just a knowing that, okay, well, now it's time to act. It can also be you finally can keep it within anymore, and you want to break free of something. It can be you finally wanting to break free from a bad habit that you've been having. Maybe you've been snacking a little bit too much, you've been skipping your gym a little bit too many times, or vice versa, right? Maybe you finally know that you need a break from the extra work that you have been holding on to on yourself, on your workload. Whatever it is to you, can be like a routine, a habit, a hobby, something like that that you want to break free. And of course, it can also be a friendship, relationship that you finally just want to break free from. Or vice versa, you want to make a change, to communicate, to change the situation. Since Uranus is in Taurus, it can be something that's related to Taurus. So as a collective, you might see a sudden shift or change in the physical world. It can be a weather change, which we have been seeing around the world. The sudden snowstorm, the unfortunate natural disaster. It can be seen like that too, or it can be a fluctuation or in the stock market. On February 11, we had Mercury conjunct Pluto, which sounds familiar, right? Because we did have Mercury conjuncting Pluto for quite a while already, because when Mercury was still in retrograde, Mercury conjunct with Pluto, even though Mercury is already stationing direct, this conjunction is still there, and Mercury and Pluto will remain in a conjunction for this week. And the energy will slowly fade away as Mercury travels and moves to Aquarius next week. So this week, we're still feeling it. So this week, some of us might still be having some heavy conversation or important or deep conversations taking place. Or we can have that within ourselves too, right? It can be us finally bringing awareness to ourselves, facing some truth that we have been avoiding, or having some revelations within ourselves, or even for some people, it can be us receiving message from our ancestor, our guides during meditation that give you a profound understanding of something or a revelation within yourself. So it can play out in a few different ways, but this energy tend to bring up some rather important conversations and necessary as well. So it can be conversation you have regarding to a friendship, a partnership, or family dynamics, to communicate something, whether it is good or not, to break away from it or to mend it. Hopefully it is for the highest good for everybody. And that's about it for this week. A side note is that we can see that Mars is catching up with Venus slowly. Well, not slowly. Mars is traveling a little bit faster this week, and it will eventually catch up with Venus and conjunct with the Venus later next week. So, but they're traveling really close this week already, will be. So when we talk about Mars and Venus, they are known as the cosmic lover, because Mars is seen as the masculine energy, and the Venus obviously is seen as the feminine energy. And if we see it from a romantic angle, a relationship angle, it can be about, for some of us, I'm sure it will be like that. It might be about a relationship brewing, slowly blossoming. Or it doesn't always mean like that. It can also be brewing in a way where you start to see the problems. You start to see maybe the honeymoon phase is gone and you start to see the real relationship, whether it is a romantic, it can be friendship or family members too, that you see the real gist of the relationship now. So you're at the point where you might start to be like, do I still want it or not, right? So as these two planets travel closer, that can be played out from the romantic angle. But again, we are both masculine and feminine. We have both energies within us. It is defined with the way we take action or the way we receive. So it's just like the yin and the yang. So when we see Mars and Venus traveling close to each other and conjuncting eventually, for a not romantic angle, it can be seen as us wanting to take action on things that bring us joy. So it can be us wanting to take actions on things that we want to do, that for example, it can be yes, revealing our feelings to the person that we want to be with. It can be communicating about starting a relationship, mending a relationship, or breaking away from a relationship. And it can also be about us having creative projects or ideas that we want to explore. It can be about you wanting to change your appearance. There's no judgment, right? Whatever beauty means to you. You might feel like, oh, I would like to do some plastic surgery to enhance a part of my body or my face. Maybe you want to pick up a new beauty routine. Change up the whole routine that you have been having. And maybe you have a new hobby. You suddenly find a new hobby that you love, that brings you joy, that you want to pursue. And it can be something like that as well. So it doesn't have to be just romantic. So it can, I'm just providing you more angles to look at how these energy can play out in our life. So that's about it for this week. Not too crazy, right? Like I said. So now we'll move on to the tarot reading. Hi everyone. So we are here to do the collective reading from February 7 to 14. All the cards have been shuffled and meditated already. And remember, this is a general collective reading. It will not resonate with every single one of us. So take what resonates and leave the rest. If you want a private reading, please feel free to email me, contact me. Follow me on social media, Instagram, all my information's in the description box. So let's begin. What does the collective need to know? February 7 to 14. What's happening? What's happening for the collective? Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, well, we can really see the energy playing out this week. Some of us really have a tough Venus or Mercury retrograde, but hopefully now that you're coming out of it, even though you might not feel like you're totally seeing feeling that lightness yet, you will be. And at least you finally seeing that light at the end of the tunnel, because as I mentioned, even though no planets are retrograding anymore, we just came out from Venus and Mercury retrograde last week, and Venus station direct January 29th. So it's still quite recent. It's like a week ago. So for some of us, we might still be feeling some lingering retrograding energy, which is very normal. But we're slowly feeling like we are gaining the strength. We got the lessons. We received the message we need, and we're trying to process everything now, depending what kind of stories you are going through in your life. But this week, definitely feeling lighter. So for some of us, this week is about having that strength, that courage to open up, to communicate. So for some of us, maybe during Venus and Mercury retrograde, you have some experience or things that happen in life that made you really feel like maybe someone communicate with you that they want to break up with you, or maybe they want to break away from a friendship. Maybe it wasn't as happy as you wanted, but at least the truth is out. It is being communicated, and now you're just finding that ground. You're finding that strength to come back to yourself. And for some people, it is doing the internal work, processing everything. And this week, you're gaining your courage to communicate, to open up, to mend, or to start, or to rebuild a relationship. And it's going to bring a lot of happiness to you. It's going to create a new beginning for you, and emotionally. So it is beautiful. And maybe you'll be like, oh, it totally didn't go that way for me. It is totally something else. Maybe somebody broke up with you, or you broke up with somebody, and you feel like you've been left out from the cold, or you missed an opportunity, something like that. But it depends which side of the story you're at, right? No matter what happened, I feel like even though it might not feel happy, light right now, but feel those emotions. It is here to help you to navigate to the next chapter of your life. So if for you it didn't have a happy ending, maybe something not so happy happened, but hopefully you got the truth you need, you got the message you wanted to get, and you got your answers. And now this week you're moving on, you're working on yourself, you are going to gain strength to come back to yourself. And right now, even though it might not feel that way, but I am assuring you that later on when you look back, you will know why things happen the way they happen. And this week, like I said, Mars trine Uranus, for some people, it is really putting in the work into something that you want to do. It can be a creative idea, project that's really happening and taking place. Maybe this is the week that you are pressing that go button and to make it happen. And for some people, it is not starting a creative project or whatever, but it is simply kind of having that strength to pick up your life back again, right? So for some people, it's feeling like this week you're finally gaining that strength. You're having that strength to have that ability to put in the work, to, maybe you have been, putting off things, you have been delaying things, but this week you are gaining that strength back and you really want to succeed and to move forward, and you're putting in the work. And for some, you even seeing the good result from your hard work. For some people, whether it is in work, I'm seeing it from work, the hard work you have been putting in is finally, you're receiving a good result this week. So congratulations for those people. Maybe you're receiving a promotion. Maybe your boss is praising you. Maybe that job finally get done, or you finally get that client. Whatever it is to you, the hard work that you put in is noticed and a victory is granted. So congratulations for those people. Let's see what other additional message, advice that we can get from the oracle. I'll get this as well. Okay. Let me get all the cards out and we'll talk about it. We have two. Fine. Let's see. Let's look at these beautiful Moonology card first. We have keep your heart open. And then we have shine. And we have honor your feelings. And be proud of yourself. So I feel like it really resonates because, like I said before, this week for some people, the hard work that you have been putting in regarding to a job situation, your work situation, you are finally receiving the good result. Hard work has been paying off. The victory is granted. So it is definitely your time to shine and to be proud of yourself. And for some people this week, you're really having that courage to communicate your feelings. You're really having that strength to communicate something regarding to relationships, whether it is a love, romantic relationships or friendship or whatsoever. So just honor your feelings no matter what comes up and keep your heart open. I know it's easier said than done, and for some people it can be some really tough and hard conversations, or vice versa. It can be you communicating and mending or starting a relationship, right? So however it goes to you, just know that to keep your heart open and to honor your feelings. And also we can see right here, starfish spirit, open to infinite possibilities. And we have parrot spirit, watch out your words. So if you are communicating some hard truth this week, having some tough or hard conversation, be gentle with your words. And if something didn't go your way, just keep your heart open and open to infinite possibilities. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world, right? Even though it can feel like that. But when we look back, we'll understand why things go certain way, right? And we have 59 breaks down to 14, that breaks down to 5. So for some of us, this week is about having some changes happening in life. And 45 breaks down to 9. It is about wrapping up a cycle, whether it is wrapping up your work because you finally gained that success, whether it is wrapping up a relationship, reaching the end of it. I just hope that whichever side you're on, just honor your feelings and know that they're all valid. And just like this card, get grounded, right? If you feel like emotions are running high, take some deep breath. This is what I love the most. Really get grounded, come back to yourself. If you want, go out and connect with the nature. It's very smoothing and healing. And just know that whatever happens in life, they happen for a reason. They happen for us, not to us, even though it's hard to see it like that. But and for some people, Pluto, Mercury retrograde, like I said, it can be about your ancestors, spirit guides communicating with you, having some very profound spiritual awakening moments or dreams. So if you really have that happening this week, you don't need to be scared. Embrace it. This is your gift. This is what you're meant to do this lifetime. Maybe now is the time. So do comment below. Let me know what happened for you this week. I'll be so interested to see how everyone is doing and how this reading is resonating with you. Last but not least, we have the card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and this is card number 2, Yin. So for some of us, this week is about being receptive, is about honoring our feelings and going within, getting grounded to keep our heart open, understanding that no matter what happened, it is important for us to come back to ourselves on the receiving end, right? So I'm going to read the Oracle message from the guidebook for you as well. So card number 2, Yin, the feminine principle of receptivity, letting someone else make the first move, gathering information and taking in cues, the art of conscious allowing. This is a time of calculated receptivity as you gracefully await what is coming to you, ready to accept it as it appears. Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things flow to you, poised to receive the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you ultimately study the actions of others and contemplate how they will affect you and yours. Remember, you must make space for miracle to happen. Be the shaped, not the shaper, and you will see how quickly your dreams manifest. So for some people this week, like I mentioned, maybe you're on the receiving end, you're just honoring your feelings, you're just still processing your retrograding stories, you're still gathering information and to see what you want to do with it. So I hope this message resonates with some of you. Again, you can come back later on when the weekends to see if they resonate more, and comment below. Let me know how you feel about it and how it resonates to you. And I wish you all a good week ahead. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you next week. Bye.